G'day guys, Googs here. Just a quick word, another word on the plebiscite, which is just spiralling out of control. I've been on a Facebook page earlier today, and uh, there seems to be this issue that people are having on the yes side, and I'm not sure if it's on the no side. It may be on the no side, I'm not sure. But it's possible. I'll give you an example of what's being said. Think the principle or the idea behind what they're trying to say is that if you don't support homosexual marriage, you are instantly a homophobe, right? That's the thesis. What an intolerant bunch of pricks. I mean that. You are an intolerant. If you're saying that, if that's your line of thinking, you're an intolerant prick. Okay? And you're not a very well thought person. And if this offends you, good. Let me give you an example from my own life. I'm an atheist, and in a lot of ways an anti-theist. I have no time for Christian doctrine. I do not believe in gods. I do not believe in deities. I think the whole lot of all of that sort of stuff is just a pile of dog shit. I like Christians. There are Christians that I love, and I value their friendship, and I even value their counsel. Okay? I'm related to Christians. I love them. So it is very possible to not like an aspect of somebody and still love that person. Is the same as it is possible for people on the no side to not want homosexuals to get married, yet like homosexual people. It's the same principle of liberty, acceptance. Okay, I don't want you to get married. This is our territory, for example, a Christian might say. However, I have no problems with homosexuals. But one side's just painting the other as bigotry. Oh, you're a bigot, you're a homophobe, you're an evil person, you hate all homosexuals. That one does not equate to the other. Okay? You are starting with the assumption that all of these people who instantly say no are bigoted against homosexual people. Now, I'll give you now I may be wrong on this, but Tony Abbott is against homosexual marriage. Okay? His very own sister is flesh and blood, and I have no doubts that he loves his sister. He's a traditional kind of guy. Family's very important to Tony Abbott, and he speaks about her in glowing terms when he speaks about her. So is he a bigot? Or he just doesn't like the idea of homosexual marriage? And then you've got the third part of it, where people are now turning against the yes vote because they see all the anger and all the hostility, not just on one side, quite often on both sides, and some great arguments like, what does the legislation actually entail? Now, I'm not a big fan of John Howard, but he brought up a very salient point the other day. How is the language in this new idea of homosexual marriage? What is the language of this legislation? We need to know that. That's actually really important. When we vote for our politicians when it comes to elections, we look at policies, right? Well, we don't even know what this policy is beyond its title. So maybe we need to look at the legislation. Well, we don't know what that is. That's actually a salient point, and it's a point worth thinking about. There's also another principle, the principle of libertarianism here, especially in Australia. Now, in Australia, the way our laws are structured, if a church says, no, we're not going to marry a homosexual couple, like the marriage laws come in, but we're not going to do it, they can be sued. They can be sued for saying we don't want it. They can be sued in this country. If a baker says, no, we're not going to make you a cake, they will be sued and prosecuted, possibly under these new vilification laws as well. Prosecuted twice, 2 charges. That's not fair under the principles of libertarianism. Now, once again, I don't agree with the religion at all, and I don't have a problem with homosexuals getting married whatsoever. I voted yes. But I see that these are legitimate arguments, and you guys constantly saying, because you're against the yes camp, constantly saying, because you say yes, you're instantly bigoted and hateful towards homosexual people. That is not the case. Now, I'm sure in some areas it is, but majority of people who say no, I would imagine would know homosexual people, are friends with homosexual people, have relatives that are homosexual people. This whole blanket thing of, oh, they're all bad and all bigoted is not necessarily the case. Listen to the arguments. Don't naturally have this natural assumption that these folk are bigoted and hateful against homosexual people. Anyway, guys, I'm Googs, and they're my thoughts again on this damn plebiscite, and I'll catch yous later. Uru.